Hello, my name is Andreas, and I would like to give a short presentation on the Scandinavian model, which we are doing as part of our international seminar in Kolding. So a brief table of contents covering the historic developments, the influence on national and business culture, some cultural studies, the idea of positive psychiatry, and at the end of the presentation, my personal opinion. Starting with the historic developments in Denmark, in the year 1000, approximately, Denmark was a very big state and powerful nation. Danes liked to travel and conquered quite a number of other nations, and were able to extend their territory. They had surprisingly some democratic aspects already implemented during that time, which I find surprising because I wouldn't have thought that this would have been the case back in those days. The following centuries, however, were influenced by wars, especially with Sweden, which gradually led to a decline of territory and also of decline of political influence. And at the end of the World Wars, Denmark was a relatively small country. The connection between the historic events and the national culture are shown here in this slide. The basis of the national culture is the humility and the adaptation, which became key elements for the Danish culture. The humility, as I already said, is caused by the loss of territory and influence and the loss of the political role. But on the other hand, they were able to adapt to the new situation, and they were able to find a way in the common mentality of togetherness. The togetherness is connected with the strong sense of equality, which means that Danes feel equal to one another. And also they established the democratic system, which is deeply rooted in history and which is a very important factor for today's social care as well. Also, they are very independent, and they try to learn throughout their business lives and try to improve their knowledge. Now in this slide, I make a connection between the national culture and business culture. At the top it says, Yanti's law, everybody is equal. I said before that the sense of togetherness and the democratic outline is the basis for equality. This means that in a business sector there are flat hierarchical structures, and the decision making is not taken top down, as it might be in Germany or in the US, but it's rather done by discussions between employees and managers. The employees themselves, they would like to contribute to their job, have their own part in the job, and also take part in the success that the business is generating. While doing this, they are very outspoken and show an open attitude towards co-workers and managers, and as a difference maybe to other countries, they have a low tendency to promotion, which means they are not constantly looking to find higher or better paid jobs, but they are satisfied in the position they are. The reason for this is maybe that private life is valued very highly, and that there is a clear distinction between job and private life. The jobs are more seen as a purpose to be able to live a good and valuable private life. Those are the points that have been made in the development of Danish culture. We've also been looking at a few culture studies, which gave the scientific basis to evaluate the development. Now, there is not enough time to go through each of the studies, but I think that more modern studies, like from Fons Trompenaar, show a slightly better overview of the actual culture, because they take also in consideration the latest developments of internet and foreign travel. The older classic studies by Hofstede, for example, are more generalizing the situation based on each country. Interesting is the view of culture kids, which are children who have been living in different countries all over the world, and have their very own sort of culture, because they don't have experienced just one single culture, as many do. We've also been looking at the positive psychiatry and job happiness. The Danish are said to be among the world's happiest and most satisfied people, and the reason for that is considered to be positive psychiatry. And we've been seeing quite good videos of Alexander Kierulf, and who explain positive psychiatry as focusing on positive aspects rather than negative aspects. The key thing here is that the people using positive psychiatry are not looking at the problems occurring in companies, but firstly look at the things that are going well and the good processes in a company. Now, this situation and this take on psychiatry is creating happiness, because the negative aspects are not so much in the focus. And also from happiness comes a higher level of motivation and productiveness, and also better success in the end. And now the reasons for the Danish being more happy than other people are the good relationships with co-workers, customers and managers, and they have their part in the business success, and they show the high social security, so they trust in the government and the help it provides, and they have a good balance between private life and their jobs. Okay, I want to end this with my personal opinion. In terms of the cultural studies, I think that the classical culture studies do not include the modern developments such as internet and globalization, and therefore I think that more recent and modern studies are more appropriate to look at cultural developments. Regarding working in Denmark, I really do like personally the good balance between job and private life, because this is something that in Germany is not often the case. I think there is the focus is often too much on job life, and also in promotions and salaries. But at the same time, I think it is difficult in Denmark to find the appropriate managing style, because thinking that everybody's equal makes it difficult for a manager to find a position where he can guide and instruct his employees properly. And on the job happiness, I'd like to say that the focusing on positive processes is a very good thing, and I like the fact and the idea that the job contributes to your happiness. I don't really know how the existing problems are being identified and solved, because looking or focusing on the on positive processes doesn't mean that negative processes aren't there. And I think even in positive psychiatry and in that environment, problems still needs serving. So I would be interested how this would be done under positive psychiatry. So that was my short presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.